I'm excited for this episode.
Why is that?
Homeboy.
Despite the lack of trivia. Because we get to talk ball for an hour and a half. Kidding me?
Well, Cameron will.
Yeah, and I'll be
My
locked
notes
in.
aren't as extensive as previous weeks.
You ain't lying.
I'm sorry I've won like 10 out of my last 10 bets. I don't want to. I mean, I'll knock on wood if I have to, but
You better.
Yeah, you should, yeah. Did you do it?
no, I believe in myself.
All right. I'm not tailing this week.
Yeah, yikes for study hall.
Okie dokie. We're back. Episode 25. Study Hall. We're bringing it back. New season, Study Hall. How are we feeling about it, Cameron? I guess you just kind of teased it there a little bit.
Well, I mean, I didn't make my picks public, so I guess I can't count them. But I did go 4-0 in week 0. I went to the Cardinals Padres game on Monday. Went like 4-0 there, and then so I've been not betting every day. I've kind of broken my addiction to some degree, but it's about to spark back up. So let's go.
All right. Well, let's jump into it then. Study Hall.
Oh, right into it. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the first time you guys have seen the screen. Teves,
Yeah.
he gave me a
Dude,
preview.
nice kicks, bro.
The fish
One of
is
the
skipping
previous
class. Shocker.
Hey, Teves, could you give us some insight on why you chose to put Jevin on the right hand side of the screen?
Well, if you look closely, you can see that there's darker skin on that character there. So I just, matched it up to make sense.
We got the same kicks, though.
Yeah, we look fresh. I think Connor
Yeah.
or myself, one of me or Connor is actually a chick, I think.
I think it's me. Look at
Yeah,
those
I
hips.
think it's Chin.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, first game. I went in order of what you sent me to. So.
Yeah, that's the way I thought. Alrighty, so this is a Thursday evening game up in Minneapolis. So these two teams played last year, and the score was 31-13, which by my math is below. The bet is 49.5 under. I don't know if that's going to come up as well, or if I'm supposed to reveal that.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
So it's kind of been bouncing between like 50, 51, 49. But anyways, like I said, last time they played under, and if you've been living under a rock, North Carolina had Drake May on their team, and he's gone, so he's not going to be playing. So downgrade there. They got Max Johnson as a replacement in Chapel Hill. He's been at LSU. He's been at A&M, but he's sucked everywhere he's been. They have a lot of experience that they lost on the offensive line. Worse than the ACC is what they're saying for the Tar Heels. Minnesota's bottom half in the offense in the Big Ten. They also have a new QB. Although he is a transfer from New Hampshire, and I guess he was a finalist in the FCS Heisman thing. It's called something different. But anyways, I don't buy it. It's his first start in the FBS level. He's going to be under the gun. And this just seems like a sleepy, 24-19 kind of game. So under.
All right.
Off there. Okay, next up, I love this pick, by the way. So if you got one you want to highlight, this is the one. So I guess it says in the background there, but that is Sacramento State. Sacramento State is ranked number 10 right now in the FCS. Last year they beat Stanford, and the year before that they beat Colorado State. So 2 previous years they defeated an FBS team. This year, we're catching the 4 points against a team worse than both of them. Sacramento State returns their QB, returns their all-conference wide receiver, returns all 5 offensive linemen, and they did lose a bunch on D, but we'll bypass that. San Jose State lost their coach to Arizona. It was like the coaching carousel because Kalen DeBoer went to Alabama, so then Washington needed a new coach, so they stole the one from Arizona. So then Arizona needed a new coach, so they stole the one from San Jose State. Out of all the nation, San Jose State's bottom 5 in returning experience. Only 3 returning on offense, 4 returning on defense. Lost their QB, lost their top 2 running backs, lost 3 out of 4 receivers, 4 offensive linemen, 7 out of 9 tacklers. So San Jose State's vulnerable. Sacramento State, good team in the FCS, a lot of returners, and they've beaten an FBS team before. We only need them to hang within 4, so love this pick.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Okay, 2-0. So we're 2-0. Those are both Thursday night. So,
Nice.
watch the Tigers,
Nice.
bet those two. Get a 2-0 start to Study Hall. Then you go Friday night. Friday night we have Oklahoma versus Temple, and we're taking the Sooners minus 42. Huge number. But OU, again, if you've been sleeping on the rock, they're in the SEC now. They think they're big. They think they're bad. They're going to want to swing their dick around a little bit here and show that they're big and bad. Last year, Oklahoma played Arkansas State in the opener. They won 73-0. And then later on in the year, they played Tulsa and won 66-17. So obviously they're not afraid to blow a team out and keep their foot on the gas. They lost their quarterback, however, Dylan Gabriel to Oregon, which I mentioned last week on the pod. But they have Jackson Arnold, who's a highly thought of quarterback who's going to take the reins there. They have plenty of experience back, 15 out of 22 starters. Temple, on the other hand, pretty much unanimously is picked last in the American. Last year, they got outgained by 100 yards a game in conference. So they're just trash. They're in terms of returning production, in terms of yards and tacklers, they're down like 117th in the nation. So Oklahoma is going to whoop ass early and often, and they're going to keep the foot on the gas. So 42. If you're wise, make it 41.5, but ride with 42.
Okay.
All right. Okay, still Friday night, the nightcap. So this is interesting. I'm not a geography major, but Texas is pretty much in the center of the nation, but they're going to travel west to play a team in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Make that make sense. Stanford's coach now is the guy who put Sacramento State on the map. So if you're really believing in Sacramento State, you could do a little double dip here, back-to-back nights. Stanford, they have a ton of returners. They have returned 10 on offense and 8 on defense. They got the quarterback back, all 5 offensive linemen back. TCU really struggled last year. They haven't been the same ever since they got mollywhopped by Georgia in the national championship, including last year. They lost 6 out of their final 8 to end last year, so they were struggling. They're just a program in disarray after that ass whooping Georgia put on them. Stanford hasn't been that great either, but we're catching the number 9.5 here in Palo Alto, California. So again, you can make it 10 if you want, but Stanford's gonna give it a game there in California Friday night.
This was
All right.
this was almost my lock, but then I saw some rankings that had like TCU at like 47 and Stanford at like 97, and I was like, well, I guess it's not that great of a pick, but I'll be on this for sure.
Shout out to
All
Andrew
right, so
Luck
we're
and Kobe Fleener.
Yes, we're halfway home, and we're going to move to Saturday for the main slate. So early Saturday, we're going to be burning couches. We're going to be drinking lots of beer in Morgantown, South Carolina, when big old bad Penn State comes to town. So I'm taking the Mountaineers plus the points. I think the number is 8.5. Last year they played. Penn State won by a comfortable margin, and with 6 seconds to go, James Franklin scored a TD to make it like a 3-touchdown game in order to cover. So West Virginia doesn't forget. So they're going to be mad. They've had this circled all summer long. West Virginia was a sneaky good team last year. They returned their quarterback, Garrett Green, 16 TDs, 4 interceptions, and he had 770 rushing yards and 13 rushing TDs. So lots of production there coming back. And West Virginia ended the year hot last year, winning 5 of the remaining 6. And Penn State, if you remember from last episode, is not a playoff team. And maybe losing to West Virginia could be one of the reasons why. So I'm taking the Mountaineers. They're singing Country Roads in the afternoon on Saturday.
Even if they lose, but cover the 8.5?
Well, they could win, but I'm going to be singing Country Roads if they cover. So
okay,
let's do it. All right, game 5. Oklahoma State
Woof.
versus the reigning FCS national champions, South Dakota State. So you look at this number, and it's 9.5. And I saw that this was like one of the most bet games. A lot of the public's on Oklahoma State. So Hillsman's probably not going to ride with this. But if you were paying attention last week, Oklahoma State's a playoff team. They're going to win the Big 12, and they're only favored by 9.5. You remember last week, all my reasons I picked Oklahoma. Or Oklahoma State. You can look at last week's episode to find out why. Tons of returners. They have a favorable schedule in the Big 12, which is not going to help them here. But South Dakota State, they're the number one team. They're undefeated. They won the national championship last year. They're not going to sneak up on anybody. Oklahoma State knows that this is a no-slouch team. They're taking it serious. They're going to be ready to go on Saturday. Last year, Oklahoma State lost to South Alabama before they went on a great run to close the year last year. So they're going to right their wrongs. They're not going to take anybody lightly. So I'm taking Oklahoma State. It could be a close game, but in the end, they'll cover the 10. So let's ride. That's not enough points. Not enough points. All right. This may be my top favorite of them all. If
Already
not,
said that.
Sacramento State might be the best, but one of the two is my favorite. Parlay them if you want. Okay, so this game, we're playing in the Alamo Dome. They're in San Antonio. The Roadrunners are going to win by 24.5 or more against Kennesaw State in their very first FBS game. I think some of you had UTSA as your Group of 5 representative. So they're going to want to be the highest ranked Group of 5 representative. So they're going to be looking for style points. They're going to be looking to whoop some ass to be that Group of 5 representative there in the college football playoff. The Roadrunners did lose their QB, but the one that they got coming back has some experience because the other one was injured last year. According to the rankings, the Roadrunners have the best D-line, the best linebackers, and the best DBs in the conference. Like I said, Kennesaw State, their first FBS opponent, they're not going to be ready for this. Alamo Dome's going to be rocking. Last year, Kennesaw State opened the year against a team called Tusculum. Never heard of them. Last year they played Tusculum open the year. This year they're playing the Roadrunners. They're walking into the freaking Roadrunners nest, and they're going to get steamed. The Roadrunners returned 7 on offense, 9 on defense. My notes are bad. Kennesaw State's returning that many, but my point, I prove this as a positive for so many teams, but I'm actually calling it a negative for Kennesaw because if you're returning all those players that sucked in FCS last year, what are they going to do this year? So if I'm Kennesaw, I want a whole new fucking team because last year you sucked at FCS. So I'm taking the Roadrunners big. Last point, Kennesaw State's quarterback has 11 career passing attempts. So UTSA early, often, all day long, whooping ass. All right. Last but not least, the nightcap on Saturday night. It's sad Boyd's going to be leaving us for this game, but this game is enormous for Texas A&M. They paid like $75 million to get rid of Jimbo, so they're really hoping this investment pays off. This is like their Super Bowl early on. Night game, College Station, 105,000 people. They're all freaking doing their swaying shit like the cult of Texas A&M does. And they're only favored by 2.5. I think they win this game, and they'll probably win by more than 3 because that's how it goes. Connor Wegman is their quarterback. He's back as their 18 starters for A&M. And one of the other reasons, I saw an interview this week where Marcus Freeman, the Notre Dame head coach, was saying, if we lose this game, our season's not over. There's so many other opportunities with the new playoff setup that if we lose this game, there's still 11 opportunities to prove ourselves. So he's basically already conceding that they're going to lose this game. So he's got a loser's mindset. A&M's going to whoop their ass. So I'm taking the Aggies. And Study Hall is off to a great start. Hope you enjoyed it.
I sure did.
Who did Riley play for last year? Was it Duke?
Duke.
Riley Leonard played for Duke, yeah.
I don't think he's been to anywhere like College Station.
No, I mean, I think they played Clemson, I'm sure, Florida State maybe, but, I mean, Texas A&M. It's going to be a hot, sticky Saturday night in College Station.
Yeah, that place will be rocking.
Lights are on.
Who's
Bugs
their
are
coach
out.
now?
Say what?
Who's their coach now? A&M's?
Well, it's another interesting dynamic here. The coach for A&M is Mike Elko, who's a coach last year at Duke, and then Riley Leonard's the quarterback at Notre Dame, who last year
he's
played
gonna
at
read him
Duke.
like a
So
book.
Mhm.
Yeah,
so yeah, and Elko's a defensive-minded guy. He's been a DC in his past, so he probably knows all the weaknesses of Riley Leonard. Which, good point. I didn't even think about it until we talked it up. So even more reason to slam the Aggies.
Stadium Pulse is going to be on Max for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'll be on the
Mo
Aggies.
Bamba.
All right. Let's move on to our week 1 locks. We'll kick it off with Boyd here.
Oh, I like Boyd going first. That's good vibes.
Yeah. Notice too, I got the colors of our alumni or whatever universities where we attended.
Alma maters, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Boyd. Here you go. Got a four games here.
Oh boy.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah. First one, or there's the play.
Okay.
Talk us through it.
Plus
Boyd.
158 now. Okay. Well, like Sneeze stated in the Penn State and West Virginia game, yes, West Virginia, they're going to be pissed off from what happened last year. Penn State beat their ass by 23 last year. And, Penn State is returning Drew Aller. I think I'm pronouncing his last name right. Right, Sneeze? Aller?
Yeah, Aller.
Yeah,
Aller.
QB who threw for 325 and 3 touchdowns against those boys last year. And they got a new OC and Andy Kotelnicki from KU, who's a very creative play caller. So Penn State's going to beat their ass. Georgia, the number 1 team in the country. Clemson has a good defense, but the Bulldogs are way too much for them. And plus, the Bulldogs are pissed off from missing the playoffs last year, so they're going to start week 1 off with a fucking bang and beat the fuck out of Clemson. Oklahoma State, Sneeze said a lot about that. They're in my playoff as well. The Jack Roberts, I mean, they're good. They're on a 29-game winning streak, but, Oklahoma State, they have the best running back in the nation. And plus, they have the best rated O-line, and they have a slew returning of starters on both sides of the ball, so Oklahoma State's going to pound them. And, yes, I'm going with the Colorado Buffs in Boulder. It's going to be rocking. There's a lot of heat going on with Deion in the press this year and him not taking interviews with certain people, blah, blah, blah. He's going to start off with week 1 with a bang against North Dakota State.
I cannot wait to root for the Bison in that game. It's going to be so much fun.
The Buffs just have a target on their backs, and they're ready to make a statement this year. They upgrade their O-line. They have the best 2 players in that game, in Travis and Shador. So they're just gonna overall better team in Colorado. So lock this in for a parlay. Let's get it popping like a
Yeah, love it. Plus 158 with heavy money line favorites. Love it.
Oh, it's a lot of stuff has to go right for 158, but good luck to you, Boyd.
I'm sweating the Bison. Sweating them.
I'm not. The Colorado will be fine.
Yeah,
they're good, but they're FCS good. Anyways, all right, Connor.
Yeah, so
my goodness. Game.
I thought I would really kind of be on an island with this game, but Sneeze. I feel good. Like, I don't really know college ball, and I feel pretty good that my notes are pretty much copy and pasted what Sneeze said. So I'm feeling good about this pick. We're gonna do a teaser. West Virginia 6-point teaser, give them 14.5 on the spread. And then these are 2 good offenses. I think they combined for 48 points last year, so over 44.5 plus money. I mean, I feel real good about this. Like I said, don't know that much about ball.
I to be honest, I haven't ridden one of Connor's bets in quite some time, but I think I might ride this one. I like.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Well, my locks were a better record than yours last year, but
Any comment?
This is a whole new year, and I'm taking no prisoners this year. So,
all right.
Dress for success on night 1 with the collared shirt at 19.
I didn't catch any of that.
Yeah, so I thought I was gonna mention it, but I thought Connor was gonna have the Hokies minus 13.5. I was gonna do like Georgia minus something, or like even Georgia money line and Vatek money line, but it was only like minus 200, so I couldn't make that the lock, so I didn't. So I chose something else.
Who's Virginia Tech play?
Vandy.
That'd be a lock.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
That'd be a lock, yeah. All right. Anything else, Connor?
Nope. Morgantown. I mean, you don't want to go in there and play. I know that Penn State whooped them last year. Cameron said they scored a last-minute touchdown, but it's a little different up there in the mountains. So
Yeah, should be good. That's a 11 a.m. game.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think that's the Fox game. I
Plus,
believe
what
so.
what else is there to do up there? I mean, it's the same thing as Baylor. They ain't got nothing else to do but drink and get rowdy.
They don't even have
They can
intercourse
just
at
drink a
Baylor
bit.
either.
Right.
They can watch Trayvon Austin highlights.
Oh, R.I.P.
He's not dead.
Well, he's retired.
Well, that's
Retire in peace.
yeah, I guess. All right, on to Cameron.
All right, so
Oh, the Cowboys
this
are
game,
back.
this game might not have been on everybody's radar, and Fisher has won, but a lot of people like to fault me about looking at the weather. And anyone want to venture what the weather might be Saturday in Arizona?
Hot as balls.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna be
hot
hot
as
as
balls.
So the high on Saturday is 106.
Oh my
in,
lord.
Tempe. So Wyoming, historically they're kind of like a rough, rugged, wear you out kind of team, and playing them in 106-degree heat, neither team is going to be scoring a lot of points, are they? So the bet that we're locking in is the race to 30, and who's going to win? Neither one of them is going to win. That is
Wow.
what we're locking in. Craig Bowl, the longtime old guy coach at Wyoming, he retired after last year. Who did they replace him with? The Wyoming defensive coordinator. So he's going to be even more defensive minded. They got 7 out of their 11 defensive players back. The last 3 games of last year, Wyoming allowed 10 points per game. Wyoming's got a new QB. Arizona State's got a new QB. Last year, Arizona State was 121st out of like 130 in scoring in the FBS. They got the last ranked Big 12 quarterback, the last ranked Big 12 wide receiving core. It's going to be a hot, sweat it, run the ball, let the clock run game. Neither one of them is getting to 30. You can lock that in.
Love it. All good odds so far too.
I do like it a lot.
All right. I'm also going with Oklahoma State game here against South Dakota State. Okay, so I'm going to go back to some numbers. I like numbers. Oklahoma State scored an average of, let's round it up to 30 points a game last year, and allowed an average of 30 points a game last year as well. South Dakota State averaged 37.3 points a game last year and allowed only 9 points. Granted, they're in the FCS, so I mean, I guess that's sort of impressive. But anyways, South Dakota State's the best team in the FCS for sure. Like Cameron said, defending national champs. They're going to keep it close in this game, but Oklahoma State's going to do enough to win by a touchdown. So take Oklahoma State minus 6.5 and the over 48.5 at plus 120. So all very good odds.
Speaking
I'll
of
say-
South Dakota State, I saw Don't Sell Yourself Short. They're playing in the SEC of the FCS, and your Salukis are ranked, like 15 in the FCS also?
I think 11, but yeah. So that was going to be a bonus play for Connor here because we can't bet on the Salukis. But take SIU plus 14 against BYU.
Okay.
Like
I'll do that.
Cameron just said, they're number 11 in the FCS. BYU is projected like 14th or something in the Big 12. SIU does pretty well against the FBS teams in their last couple seasons. I think they've had like 1 loss in the last like 4 years, and it was like an 8-point loss or something to Kansas State, which I think that the spread was probably way higher than that, so they covered that. So yeah, sprinkle it if you want.
No one's going to talk about the Lindenwood, Kansas game.
No, Marty Mush already got us covered.
I didn't even know it was a school.
I wish I could have watched it.
You kept pronouncing
You don't
it.
have it. You don't have it. You can't watch a TikTok link.
No.
How not?
They turned it
I
off.
used to be able to. Like my girlfriend sends it to me all the time, and it says like allow/don't allow. Now I can't see shit.
Yeah, you can't
You
watch
have
it online
TikToks?
anymore. You have to get a
No.
TikTok.
I guess I can just
And that's
watch it
probably-
on fucking Instagram or something. But
Yeah, you can Google it. I will note, I believe these odds are FanDuel, so DK,
yes,
of course,
for
is taking
Connor's
more
were,
juice.
yeah, the DKs were I think minus.
Yeah.
But everything else is from DK.
Yeah, I think mine on DK at least yesterday was plus 100, but Maybe the
Yeah, I just looked right before we started this, so it's moved.
maybe the
People
Sharps
onto
are.
it.
are
Sneeze, do you know
looking
what
at
the
my notepad.
over-under is in that Arizona State game?
No, but I can peek real quick.
I have a feeling the under is going to be better odds than the race to 30, or even like alternate total.
We've got
Actually, probably not. If it's
47 and a half.
Oh yeah, that's way better odds. Race to 30.
What's the line? 110.
Well, I'm just looking at on the score app. It's
Oh,
yeah, it says minus 110 for 47 and a half.
Gotcha.
gotcha. All right. Anything else with college football?
So geeked.
'Tis the season.
Fish, you got a lock?
Yeah, what's your lock, Fish?
I don't have one.
Do you have
Kansas
a game?
Do
you have a game
you have
you
any
look
bets?
forward to
Or you
watching?
you have any bets, or you just like doing it Saturday morning, or what's your plan?
Tomorrow I'm on.
Tigers?
I'm on the Colorado Boost.
What
I'm
the
on,
score first? Score first and win that one.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
the Colorado game's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm not gonna be able to watch, but I'm gonna be rooting for the Bison from afar.
I'm on Jacksonville State. And I'm probably going to play that under in the Minnesota game.
Can we get a Mizzou corner for like 30 seconds?
Yeah,
The
we're gonna
line
beat the
is like
mess out of
47 and a half.
we're gonna
Yeah.
beat the mess out of Murray State.
Didn't they
47
give
is a
it?
big
Didn't
number.
they give you guys a little bit of trouble last year?
No, last
Didn't
year
play
we
last
didn't
year.
play Murray State. We haven't played Murray State since like 2013 when we had Henry Josie, and we were losing to him after the first quarter, and then beat him from
What am
there.
I thinking of?
But I was listening to an
You're thinking of
interview
Middle
where they
Tennessee-
interviewed
Middle Tennessee State.
they interviewed
Oh, yeah,
the play-by-play
MTSU.
guy. Yeah, it was Middle Tennessee. They interviewed the play-by-play guy from Murray State, and he like didn't know any of the players. He's been the play-by-play guy for like 30 years, and he's like, this year they have like 60 new players, and they have a new coach, and he doesn't know anything about them, and so they can't be that good. So it's just a matter of how much we put the foot on the gas. But
Yeah, in front of a sold-out
I
crowd.
mean,
I mean, come on.
yeah, I think it'll be like somewhere in the 50s to like 50 to 10, 50 to 7, 50 to 3, somewhere in that neighborhood. I don't know.
What are you upset with? If final score is what makes you upset?
Well,
If
I
they
mean, if
keep it
it's
within,
anything like
20 or what?
if it's like below 21, then it'll be like that's kind of embarrassing. Because I think Murray's picked like the bottom 3 or 4 in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, although it's a good conference, but they're not thought of very highly. So
Yeah. All right.
it should be.
Yeah,
It should be. I mean, I'll be physically sweating, but I better not be sweating. So
I'll be watching.
All right. Let's shift gears to the big boys and talk about NFL playoff predictions.
The big boys.
Sir.
Yeah.
did you
The
make that
adults.
background yourself, or how that? Because
I found an image like that and just kind of messed with it to make them like blurry looking, but
The graphics have been
Yeah.
just absolutely mint.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's why I thought whenever we started this pod stuff last year, whenever I was like, it's just gonna be a video of us talking because nobody can do graphics, but Teeb's really upped his game. So
Yeah, he sure did.
thanks. All right, let's roll. We'll do board first. So I'm going to reveal 7 through 1 on NFC and then go 7 through 1 on the AFC, and then I'll just kind of do the bracket from there. But feel free to talk how you want to talk. Or you just want me to go through them like last time?
Yeah, you can just go through them like last time. It's pretty self-explanatory.
All right, here we go.
Ha!
yuck.
Already just brutal.
If two NFC South teams make the playoffs, then rip me a new
Yeah.
asshole.
Exactly.
Well, they have, like, the
Suck me
third
till you
easiest
jack.
schedule.
All right, Boyd, give us a little something here first. Why are these ranked the way they are?
Well, I mean, the NFC sucks ass, so it's kind of tough for me to determine who's going to be the 7th seed. So I went with the Saints, just because they're like, I think they're the 2nd or 3rd easiest schedule in the league, and they have good players.
Well,
I mean,
can I say timeout? The Saints were the number one easiest schedule last year, and they sucked.
Well, teams had them the number one seed in the NFC.
That's
Exactly.
why I was like looking at their schedule, like fuck, they're gonna be the number one seed.
Yeah, and they were like 500.
Yeah, and they were horrible. Derek Carr was horrible.
It was
Brandon
between
Allen.
them or the Rams, so I want to be different since the Rams made the playoffs last year, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go with the Saints. You know, just because they have an easy schedule. And like I said, I mean, they have some guys down there. You know, like I mean, they got the AKs, the Chris Olave, Michael Thomas sucks. So with him being gone, maybe they'd be better now. You know, so I mean, defense is always stellar. So I mean,
Defense is good.
So I mean, I don't see why not. The NFC sucks ass. Like I mean, like I said, I can only think like at the top of my head right now, either the Saints or the Rams, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with the Saints. Fuck it. Even though the Rams probably will make it, but
Speaking of defense, I'm already anticipating seeing Connor have the fucking Raiders in his playoffs. But anyways,
sheesh.
All right, let's flip to the other side. AFC. There they are.
Ha!
Same thing. Talk us through it.
Well, I mean, a big surprise. I mean, there's not really any surprise in this, really. I mean, I'm sure some of you may view the Colts being 60 to surprise, but
Are
I
you
don't.
fucking kidding me?
I don't think that's a surprise at all. Like, I mean, I know you guys can say, "Oh, what about the Dolphins?" or "What about the Browns, Steelers?" Like one of those type of guys.
Yeah. I didn't
You
see
know,
the
we're gonna go for the shoe. I was being a little biased there. I probably could have gave him like 7, but I want them to be 6. And Joe Burrow's back, and you know, obviously he didn't play last year. The Bengals sucked ass. He's back. They're gonna make the playoffs again.
they won 9 games with Jake Browning.
Yeah, that's true. So if Joe Burrow was there, they would have been in the playoffs. So I mean, Joe Burrow, he's a playoff quarterback. He's gonna be in the playoffs again. A-Rod, if he's healthy, they're gonna win a division, in my opinion. Josh Allen and those boys in Buffalo, they just don't have the talent that the Jets have. And something in me thinks that Devontae will get traded to the Jets somehow this season. So I'm keeping that on the radar. But I mean, everything just looks good for the Jets. So I mean, I got the Jets winning, but I mean, everything else is pretty normal. I mean, Texans are good. Chiefs be a 2 seed, they're always winning. Baltimore 1. So again, yeah.
All right, let's go back to the other side. Who are the Niners going to play? That'd be the Dallas Cowboys. So I guess, yeah, you got Dallas beating Atlanta. And then who's winning in the Eagles-Saints game? It's the Eagles. And then how about the Lions-Packers? You got the Lions. Any comments here?
Nah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, the Cowboys, even though I really love what the Falcons are doing this year, but the Cowboys, they're on a mission. Dak's having a lot of heat on them. He's ready to have that fucking organization go forward. 88 just got paid. So I mean, I can't remember. This wasn't the same second round as last year, right? I think the Packers made the second round, right?
Dallas lost.
Yeah,
The Cowboys lost in the first round.
The Buccaneers made the second round last year.
Yeah, it was Bucks Lions.
Who beat the Cowboys first round last year?
Green Bay.
The Packers by a lot, by like 40 points.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the Bucks beat who?
The Rams.
Philly. They beat Philly first.
Yeah, they beat Philly. You're right. Yeah.
They beat Philly, yeah. Because I think the Lions beat the Rams first round.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory there.
All right, let's keep it rolling with the NFC. Niners, Cowboys. You got the Niners, and then Eagles, Lions. You got the Eagles. Anything?
Yeah. I mean, the Niners and Cowboys are a rivalry. Shit talking last year, the Cowboys were feeling themselves, and San Francisco came in and beat the brakes off their ass. And Debo was talking hella shit the rest of the year. They can't hang with the Niners. And I mean, the Eagles got 26 in Philly now, so I mean they're going to be really good. So the 2 best teams in the NFC is going to meet up in the NFC Championship.
All right, and who goes to the Super Bowl? It's the Eagles.
Yeah.
Sounds like a guy who drafted Jalen Hurts and Saquon.
I mean, some people call it a fluke whenever they last met in the NFC Championship a couple years ago when Brock Purdy needed Tommy John. But I mean, the Eagles are just too talented. So I mean, I'm going. You gotta go with the Eagles. You gotta go with the Eagles. Philly.
Okay. Let's kick it off on the other side with the Houston Colts matchup. Who do we think he has winning?
Houston.
He's
Yeah,
got
I
the
think
Colts
he-
moving on
Yeah.
to the next round.
Fuck out of here, baby.
Can we move to the next person?
Get
Mini.
the fuck out of here, baby.
And then you got the Chiefs, and then the Jets beating the Bills to move on.
I mean,
You got Cameron to leave.
yeah. You know,
Chiefs Jets
Bills
would be wild.
Not the Bills. The Chiefs and Bengals hate each other. Jamar stated how much he hated Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, and you know it's a big rivalry. They've been playing
Won't
a
even
lot.
say his name.
Playing each other a lot. You said what?
Won't even say his name.
Yeah, he won't even say his damn name, you know. But he needs to sign his damn contract if he wants to fucking play. But yeah, Pat, they're on the road to history here. So I mean, they're gonna pound down on the Bengals, and like I said earlier about the Jets, I mean the Jets are just an overall better team than the Bills. I mean, if A-Rod stays healthy, they're gonna go far. And in the AFC showdown, AFC South showdown in the playoffs, yeah, give me the Colts. Are just, I don't care what anybody says. On paper, yeah, the Texans look good, but the Colts are better. They should have beat them last year. We should have won the division, but we all know how that happened and what happened. So I mean, this is our year. Number 5 is going to lead us to victory.
Colts are better, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's stick with the Colts. How about against the Ravens? Who you got winning? You got the Ravens. Good. That's probably smart.
Yeah.
And then Chiefs Jets. You got the Chiefs moving on.
Yeah. Another replay of the AFC championship last year. But you can click here.
Yeah, who's going to the Super Bowl? The Ravens.
Yeah, but you know, Action Jackson's gonna get it done this year, and you can click again. I mean, they're my Super Bowl champions. You know, Lamar's promised the MVP, has promised the Baltimore City a championship this year in order of Jacoby Jones dying, rest in peace. So this season's dedicated to him, and the Ravens are going to be on a mission, and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Kobe Jones is dead.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I want to interject since I'm, a Birds fan. Last week on the podcast, Nolan Arenado hit a walk-off grand slam, and he just hit a walk-off base hit. So, remember a couple years ago they had the dumbass rally squirrel and shit like that? The rally pod is a thing.
So, we need to start recording every night.
Yeah.
No.
Because we suck. We suck when we're not doing this. All right. To Connor, or I guess any other thoughts here?
So when
I got a lot of thoughts.
We got time.
Exactly what's going to happen.
I mean, I'll talk about it a little. Well, I'm certainly not going to talk about the Colts.
The AFC was tricky, obviously, but I got to put my boys in there. So I mean, hey,
I didn't come equipped with the full stats, but I know these to be true. Anthony Richardson has like 17 games played since high school. In like 2018.
He's fresh.
What's your point?
He's not.
He's fresh.
He's not going to lead them to the playoffs. He's
we got
basically a rookie.
Hand the ball off to JT.
all right, you got to remember.
He
you
has
gotta
like
remember.
300.
Well, Connor, don't you remember through the 3 first halves he played last year? He did this, that, and the other.
He's got like
You gotta
300
remember
pass
who's
attempts
the
since
head
high
coach
school.
of the squad. You gotta remember all the stuff that got played last year, and all the stuff that we dealt with last year, and we still almost made the playoffs.
Yeah, because Gardner.
No Jonathan Taylor for 4 weeks. No Jonathan Taylor for 4 weeks.
The
No
refs fucking you against the Browns.
Oh, I remember.
A lot of shit happened last year. We had fucking Gardner Minshew almost leads
That
to
was
the
a
playoffs.
BS game.
You guys
Is
won
Anthony
games
Richardson
because
not better than Gardner Minshew?
not at taking care of the ball. Absolutely fucking not.
What the? Did you not see Gardner Minshew last year taking
He
care
was
of the ball?
horrible. He was horrible at taking care of the
I've
ball.
seen some throws this preseason from AR-15. That's what I've seen.
Well,
Throwing
you
it
should have saw that
directly
first
to the other
quarter
fucking
against the
team.
Bengals
Preseason, he's
last
working
week.
on things. He's trying to figure things out. He's
working on being a quarterback. 'Cause he's only played 17 games in the last 5
He's
years.
experimenting.
I'd rather him get the
Anyway.
now.
Yeah,
That's my
let's-
take.
Let's move
That's-
on.
That's my take on the Colts, and the Saints is just fucking hilarious. But
Yeah, that's
I mean, it's the
Let's
shitty-
move
it's
on.
the shittiest division of football.
Yeah, because they're in it.
A lot can happen. It's New Orleans Saints. The
Brandon
NFC
Allen's,
sucks ass. I can't wait
Brandon
to
Allen's
see
going to be
the
fired by
NFC.
week 5. Book it.
All right, let's go. Connor's next. Let's go.
Yeah, to Connor.
go.
Same thing. I'm just gonna reveal them all. Do you want to say things as I go, or just do them?
You can reveal the first round.
All right. There it is.
Yeah, so Eagles are scary because the end of last season was brutal. I mean, I think they went like 2-8 or something crazy at the end of the season. What's going on, Boyd?
Yeah, they're real bad.
What's on TV?
I was watching the game. He just robbed the home run, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. What game?
Baseball.
The White Sox and the Rangers. They went to the walk-off bomb, and the Rangers guy robbed.
I'd rather watch the fucking QVC channel.
Retweet.
Hey, sponsors, UBC.
The
It's
Rams,
defending champs, bro.
I think
Go
the
ahead.
Rams are.
Sorry.
I think the Rams are going to push the 49ers for the division. Like, I think it'll be within a game. I think the Rams will be pretty good this year. Same thing with the Packers. I think it'll be similar. Like they're gonna push the Lions for the number 1 seed and end up being second in the division. Falcons just kind of by default. The Saints aren't winning the division. The Panthers aren't winning the division. And I don't think the Bucs are going to be as good as they were last year. I don't think their defense is going to be as good. And then the Cowboys, they're going to do the same thing they always do. Spoiler alert: they're not going to win this game. So we can go to the AFC.
All right.
Oh, Dolphins. Okay. So Jets, I think their defense alone is almost enough to get them there. You give them a halfway healthy Aaron Rodgers, and they'll make it in. I'm high on the Dolphins this year. I think the last 2 years they've come out so hot and then sucked the second half of the year. I believe in the coach McDonald. Is that his last name?
McDaniels.
McDaniel. I believe in McDaniel, so he'll figure out how to keep it going in the second half, and they're going to finish pretty high. And then maybe the biggest surprise, the Bengals. Honestly, kind of a hard pick. I just miss watching Joey B and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins all firing on all cylinders. So I think they're going to be back this year. I think it's good for the NFL. So rooting for the Bengals. They're going to be on local TV here. So kind of just a selfish pick there.
Okay, back over to the NFC. Well, here's your spoiler alert. Dallas didn't win. You got the Rams. And then in the Niners-Eagles, you got the Niners. And then in Falcons-Packers, you got the Packers.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the Packers and the Rams are going to be two of the top teams in the NFC and just won't win their divisions. So I got them moving on. That's about it.
Okay, Lions-Rams. You got another upset.
Yikes.
Yep.
And then Niners-Packers, another upset.
Wacky Connor back at it again.
Yeah,
Hey, you
Boy,
gotta
that game's
be,
gonna be cold in Lambeau.
you got to be a little wacky. I'll just point out that Sneeze got 3 divisions right last year. Casey got 3 divisions right last year, and I got 5 right last year. So Boyd didn't participate, but sometimes you got to be a little wacky. This is a rematch for the Rams and Lions. I trust Sean McVay to learn lessons, and I think my love for Matt LaFleur is pretty well known. And 49ers again just won't find a way to get it done. I thought about
Packers should've beat
49ers.
the Niners last year.
Yeah, it would have been entertaining, Shanahan versus McVay, but this is Jordan Love season, so Packers moving on.
Okay, and who goes to the Super Bowl? It'll be the Rams.
Rams.
What are we doing?
I hate that so much.
Yeah, I fucking hate this. There's no fucking way they go into Lambeau where it's freezing and win.
Yeah. And there's
Why
no
not?
way a
Matt-
6 and 5 seed are going to be in the fucking NFC Championship.
You know how many times Matt Stafford's played in Lambeau Field when it's cold? A fucking million. He'll be fine.
Matt Stafford, who's like 38 and hasn't been healthy in like 6 years.
Yeah, he's already fucked
was-
up with his hamstring in training camp.
Yeah, I mean Matt Stafford, Super Bowl champion of 3 years ago. That's the Matt Stafford I mean.
He was 3 years younger.
Okay. Over to the AFC. Houston Bills. You have the Bills pulling off the upset. And then Miami and New York, you have Miami. And then in Kansas City, Baltimore, you have Kansas City.
Yeah, so you can see the
First
Chiefs.
round game.
Yeah, that's a hell of a first
What?
round game.
Okay.
You can see I have the Chiefs as the 4 seed, and then the Ravens, kind of the same thing as the Packers. They'll be pushing for that division, one of the best teams in the AFC, but the Bengals will edge them out. Chiefs, you can see I have them as a 4 seed. Like Cameron said, I've talked about my love for the Raiders. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be as good this year. First, they were the 3 seed last year, pretty sure. And their defense is worse. L'Jarius Sneed is gone. And they are not super deep on offense. I mean, if Pacheco goes down, if Kelsey goes down, if, God forbid, Mahomes goes down.
Didn't they just signed a running
They
back?
got Boo Boo Shit's Poopster.
And they got Carson Wentz, dude.
Didn't
Yeah,
they
Carson
just get
Wentz.
a running back today? Was it
Yeah,
C-Ron?
they got fucking Carson Steele out of fucking Ball State, baby.
Right. So I think that speaks for itself, whatever Boyd just said.
Who was that running back they got?
I think it was P. Ryan, right?
Yeah,
it
Samaje
was.
Perine, he's like 40.
Yeah, him
He's a
too.
demon.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I do have him moving on against Lamar. Unfortunately, that's a rough first round matchup. But I don't think Lamar is ever going to get a Super Bowl as much as I like him.
Okay, 6 at 1, you got the ones moving on, and then 4 at 2, you got the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins finally get over the hump and avenge their. They lost to the Chiefs last year, right? I didn't bring my notes.
Yeah, that was when it
Yes,
was like
they did.
negative
Yeah,
10,
it was the
so
first
they're
game.
going to get warmed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
So
tell me it's a
then,
fucking rematch this Super Bowl, but go ahead.
Yeah, you got the you got the Bengals.
God damn it.
sure do. Yep. And Joey B's gonna avenge his loss, and the Bengals are gonna be Super Bowl champs.
All
I mean,
right.
you had
hey.
the Eagles going back to the Super Bowl. It's the same.
Hey, Shannon,
fucking
we love the AFC North, eh?
shit. I mean, a lot of people would have Browns in the playoffs. Maybe some people would even put the Steelers in. They were in last year, but I don't think either one is gonna make it this year.
Well, I'm just saying because you got the Bengals,
No.
I got the Ravens. Hey,
Yeah.
let's go, baby.
Any other comments, questions, concerns?
Yeah, I want to barf.
Why?
I mean, I think the team selection is fine.
No, the teams are
The
great.
bracket is-
The teams are great. It's really the NFC Championship.
What's barf about that? Sean McVay versus Matt LaFleur at Lambeau Field.
That shit ain't fucking about to happen.
I mean, I guess I could see both of those, the Rams and the Packers, both upsetting the Niners and Lions.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could see that.
These motherfuckers are putting Kyron Williams at punt return. What idiots.
He's
Yeah,
electric.
that's not good for whoever has him. Okay, if we're good, I'll move on to Cameron.
Let's get it.
All right. You guys.
You may go one by one?
I don't have my notes. Yeah, just reveal the NFC seeds, would you please?
Okay.
All right. So there we are. I mean, the first one someone's going to pick at is the Bears, but let me stop you right there. You know, I think the Rams are a pretty good team. You know, Stafford slept on. You know, they have weapons. Sean McVay's a proven B. Pretty good. But you know who the Rams play? Like, of course, everybody plays their division and, you know, yada, yada, yada. The Rams have to play the AFC East, which is, you know, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Patriots. Patriots suck ass. More on that later. Whereas the Bears get to play the Colts division, which is much easier. and the Rams have to play Green Bay, Philadelphia, and New Orleans. Meanwhile, the Bears are playing Arizona, Carolina, and Washington. So Chicago's got a much more favorable schedule than the Rams, and that's going to be the difference in them getting in. Like I said, by default, I got the Falcons in there. I think they just might stack up enough wins in their shitty division to be the 3 seed, actually. So that's what I have there. Philadelphia, I'm not really too high on them. So I have them the worst of the division winners. The Packers, I guess they're okay. They keep finding a way to win. So Jordan Love, whatever. And then the Cowboys, they're going to win enough games to get in. So I got them in. So that's the seeds for the NFC. So
Okay. Look who's there at number 7. I don't know if the folks remember, but we are a Colts podcast.
Apparently.
So I mean, part of me, I put the Colts in there because I'm sick of being called a hater because I'm not. But similarly to the Bears, the Colts get the Jets, who I'm pretty high on the Jets. They get the Jets, Denver, Pittsburgh, and the Giants. Meanwhile, a team that I left out, say like maybe who I left out that might be good? Buffalo has to play the NFC West, so Niners, Rams, Seattle. And then Buffalo is also playing Cleveland and Jacksonville, who's not super slouch. And they also catch Green Bay. So, much tougher teams. I do think the Colts will start the season 0-3. I said that before, and I was trying to get Boyd to wager that they were going to lose like at least 2 out of 3 to start, but he backed off because he knows it's true. So they're going to start 0-3, and then when we go against the Steelers, they're finally going to win, and then they're going to – the Colts, I'm not super high on them. I'm definitely not high on Anthony Richardson whatsoever, but the Colts just somehow always find a way to sneak wins out. So by that, I gave them the 7 seed. Otherwise, I'm pretty standard across the board. I do have the Jets in there. I didn't do a ton of research, but their defense is supposed to be stacked. Everyone's talking up Breece Hall, so whatever. Aaron Rodgers, of course, this might be his, final chance to prove himself and get another Super Bowl. So I'm rolling with the Jets. So with that being said, we can keep moving on.
All right, back to the NFC. Boy, you like those Bears, huh?
Sheesh.
Yeah, I do think the Bears are pretty good. And if they catch that first-round matchup with Atlanta, that's very, very gettable for the Bears there. So keep going.
All right, Niners, Cowboys. You got the Niners, and then Eagles.
Yeah, and so the Cowboys are going to sneak their way in, like I said, and then they're going to get whopped by the 49ers, and by midnight that night, the coach is going to be fired. So, he is hanging on by a thread last year, and he's going to get waxed, and that's what we have there in the NFC. Then if we keep going, the Bears' Cinderella run comes to an end. And then the Eagles, I'm not super high on the Eagles, so we'll take the 49ers there. And then the Lions will finish off what they coughed up last year, especially there in the confines of Ford Field in front of a raucous crowd. And the Lions are going to the big game. So that's what I got there.
All right, 4-5 matchup. You have the Texans.
Yeah, the Texans. Connor said that the Dolphins fade and they'll fade enough. And Houston's solid team. Keep going there.
Chiefs, Colts.
I think I got the Colts. There's no chance in hell they win that game. And then I believe I have the Jets to win as
great.
well. So yeah. So keep going.
All right, Ravens, Texans.
Lamar. He's underwhelmed in the playoffs quite a bit, but they did smack the shit out of the Texans in the playoffs last year, so I think we'll have a repeat. And then keep going.
Chiefs, Jets.
The Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers at Arrowhead. I think that might be the end for them. And then I have Lamar getting revenge and finally making the big game. And then, Lamar, he could win MVP. He could, have all these numbers. He's the number 1 seed. He makes his runs to the playoffs. Then everyone's going to be like, is this the year Lamar finally does it? And then, no, it's not the year that they finally do it because the Lions are going to win.
That'd be a sick Super Bowl matchup. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
So,
It's pretty
anyways,
chalk.
fire away.
It is chalk, yeah.
Well, it's chalk for my own fucking bracket.
You don't have any upsets? You have one upset?
He's got the Bears, dude.
No, one upset.
He has a lot of faith in the rookie QB. I'd
Was
say
there an
that.
upset at all last year?
Yeah,
I
if
guess
Caleb
Chiefs-
Williams.
Given.
He has a lot of faith in the rookie QB.
If Caleb Williams goes into Mercedes-Benz and wins a playoff game, I'll eat my shorts.
Yeah. I mean,
Boyd, would you trade Caleb
Let's
Williams
slow
for
down, man.
Anthony Richardson right now?
What?
Would you trade Caleb Williams for Anthony Richardson right now?
No.
Huh.
Caleb Williams is unknown. We've seen Anthony Richardson in the first 3 halves of the games earlier last season. He was demon.
He's a Hall of Famer based on those.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Caleb Williams done for us?
What's he done?
Well, it's not just him. They had a pretty damn good team last year. They just had no quarterback. And their defense is solid. They have a ton of weapons on the offense now. So, you guys laugh, but
Is this the same no quarterback that you want to start a franchise with?
Caleb
You said
Williams?
what?
He said the Bears didn't have a quarterback last year. Is this the same no quarterback that you want to start a franchise with over Russell Wilson?
Well, I'd take him over Russell Wilson, absolutely.
No way.
Bears have all.
And
I see Justin Fields playing against the Colts week 4. He'll be the starter.
Boyd's gonna eat his words because he's gonna be real pissed watching Caleb Williams slice and dice his boys like week 3 or whenever that is, week 2, whatever it is.
Week 3, I think.
Week 3, yeah.
The Bears have all those weapons, but they still have fucking Eberflus leading them out the gate, and that's not gonna happen.
Agree.
It don't matter.
I can't wait for Teebs.
Why? I got nothing too crazy. All right.
Anyway, I was talking to all those Raiders. I forgot Connor didn't have the Raiders, and you were talking big on them earlier.
I just said that they're not going to be under that win total you had.
I think that was Sneeze that said he thinks the Chiefs weren't going to be good. The FC West sucks ass.
Well,
I had the Raiders like under 8.5, so you have the Raiders over 500, and
yeah.
I guess they're not getting in.
They're close.
Which I guess 9 and 8 would probably fall.
9 and 8 is usually right around 7 seed. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be tied with the Colts on the outside looking in.
Okay, I'm gonna reveal my list here. Yeah, I'll
Green Bay, huh?
predicted some records, so I'll go with one. Niners are gonna be 13-4, Packers are gonna be 13-4, the Eagles will be 12-5, the Falcons surprising 12-5, the Lions are gonna be tied for the best team in the NFC with 13-4 as well, but it kind of sucks. Cowboys 10-7, and then Rams 10-7. Move on to the AFC.
I like those records.
Okay, Chiefs
Winning the
13-4.
damn division. You guys are delusional.
Wait, Chiefs 13-4, Ravens 13-4, Dolphins 10-7, Colts 10-7, Bengals 11-6, Jets 10-7, and then Texans 9-8. So, yeah, the Colts are win the division because they got one game.
I missed. What record did you have for the Colts?
10-7. Texans got a tough schedule. Give it a peek later if you want, but yeah, they're gonna go 9-8, but they still make it. All right, let's bounce back to the NFC. I have Detroit beating the Falcons, the Packers winning at home against the Rams, and then the Eagles winning at home against Dallas. Detroit's a good football team, so that's the easy pick there. Green Bay's gonna be better than the Rams. Yeah, who knows if
that's Connor's NFC Championship preview you got in round 1.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the
That'd be a
Eagles.
shame.
I think the Eagles will be good this year with Saquon, and if Jalen Hurts doesn't play like a dingleberry like he did at the end of last season. Lions get their revenge against the Niners, move on to an NFC Championship game. And who do they get? The Packers. And then who goes to the Super Bowl?
That would also be a fantastic NFC Championship game.
Yeah, it would. It would. But yeah, the Lions they're coming. They're coming. They want their time, and they're going to get it this season. Okay, back to the AFC. Got the Bengals pulling off the upset. Probably gave the Colts a bone there, putting them as a division.
Are we going to that game?
Lucas Oil's gonna be rocking, bro. Are you kidding me?
Sure. It's probably gonna be expensive, but
let's go. Joey B's in town.
we also
I'll go.
said that last year. Why didn't we go to the Texans game? That was essentially a playoff game.
Last time Joey B was in town, he lost. It was his rookie year, but he lost.
About when we played them last year. That was ugly.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that.
Okay, Ravens, Texans. I like the Ravens, and then AFC East matchup, Dolphins, Jets. I like the Dolphins. Chiefs, Bengals. Give me the Chiefs. It's tough to play in Arrowhead, playoff time. Yeah, good luck. And then Ravens, Dolphins. I like the Ravens rematch of last year. With the Chiefs winning again, home crowd again is going to help them there. And then Super Bowl winner, I gotta go with the Chiefs. I mean, we say it all the time. You can't bet against Pat. Like until he doesn't get it done, then I guess.
Yeah, I've never betting against him ever again in my life in the playoffs ever.
I bet against him 3
times last year.
Huh?
I said I bet against him 3 times last year. I thought Tua would get it done, and then I thought Lamar would get it done. I'm never betting against Pat again.
Yeah, exactly.
You bet on the Dolphins to win that game in the freezing cold?
It didn't snow like 17 inches?
Yeah.
All right, any comments?
It's a good bracket. You guys love your Lions, I can tell you that.
Yeah, like I said, they're coming.
They are good.
I won't say that much more about the Colts because it's a Colt podcast, but your guys' defense is not that good. It wasn't that good last year, and then
you got Latu, dude.
And then there haven't been that. Okay, he's a draft pick, right? Fill me in.
Yeah. Yes, the best defensive end in the draft.
Right, but your secondary is what was trash, and you guys haven't improved it.
But you got to think, Shannon. We have a great, and I'm not being biased. I'm being serious. You can look at the stat. You can look at everything. We have a great
pass rush
front seven, and we have a great front seven. And the last front seven that was great, that made it to Super Bowl was the Eagles with their front seven because their back end wasn't that good either. Yeah, they had James Bradbury and Darius Slay.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good cornerbacks. What are you talking about?
James Bradbury.
Those are top tier cornerbacks.
James Bradbury is overrated as shit. Debo Samuel said himself. And I mean, we have Kenny Moore. He's an all-pro.
If a receiver is talking about you, you're some kind of good. If a receiver brings your name up in the press, you're at least.
Like I said, the defense is good. Like Grover Stewart was suspended 6 games last year due to PEDs, and now you add Latu to that, and they're just default. Like I mean, they're gonna.
I mean, I don't have him. I have him at 4, but that's not like. I got them 10-7. That's not that good. You don't think they can get 10 wins?
What's their record against the Texans? Are they splitting against the Texans?
Let's say they split. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
the Texans' schedule is so hard. Like people forget about that.
Who's guarding those 3?
You mean Diggs, who's like old now and hasn't been good for a couple
he's
seasons?
He's the third best wide receiver on the team.
Stop.
So who
will sack Stroud before he can throw it?
The Texans get who do they get? Buffalo, Kansas City, and Baltimore, and then their crossover is Dallas, whereas Indy gets the Jets, Broncos, Pittsburgh, and the Giants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's definitely better.
The Texans are 0-4 in those games you just talked about.
Well, I don't know about that. You obviously didn't watch them last year.
Sure I did. They weren't that good last year. Just because
I can see him being one team.
CJ was slinging it every now and then. Like they look bad in some games. They scored like 6 points against somebody who was not very good. It was like 9-6 or something.
If the Colts' third-string running back could have called a freaking football, they wouldn't even make.
They wouldn't even made the playoffs, and then they got boat raced in the first round.
We wouldn't even be talking about the Texans right now. They should have been 4 seed last year. They should have been right where they are right now last year. But no, they had to lose, and I had to get pulled over taking Sneeze home.
You got pulled over?
What doing what?
I don't think
we sweet talked the cops. I told the cop that he's a Colts fan and had a rough loss, and then he just said, "All right, go get your sticker at the DMV," and then we were off.
Boy, you gotta have your stickers on.
I told him I never received it in the fucking mail, but I went on Monday immediately.
You're talking about
He's
the
like, yeah, I
little-
saw the coach sticker on the back, blah, blah, blah. But I was fucking pissed off. We were talking about the game. Next thing you know, it's whoop, whoop. I'm like, no fucking way.
He was lane changing, chain swinging.
How long did it take you until you whipped out he just suffered a bad loss?
I don't know.
Right,
We got
as soon as
pulled
you
over
went to the door.
on Pogue. We got pulled over on Pogue Road, not far from SIUE baseball field, and then the cop came on the passenger side, so it was my side, and I knew that Boyd was driving me home because I got dropped off, so I didn't turn down my drinking. So I made sure to not like fully turn my face towards the window and have him smell my breath. So that was part of my strategy as well. Because I mean, Boyd, to his credit, Boyd stopped, quite a bit before. I don't remember, because you stopped drinking quite a ways before the end of it. Because I knew you're.
Well, I didn't drink it all in the game. We only took one. We took one shot before the game. It was shot of Patron.
Right.
Me
Yeah.
and the Colts
Yeah.
fan.
So that's why I said I knew you were fine, but I didn't want to alert him to any bad action because of me. So,
That's why it's a family show. We're responsible here.
yeah.
Good
But
job,
no,
Boyd.
they had to lose because Tyler Goodson can't catch a fucking 2-yard pass.
Yeah, that was bad.
Fish,
But
give
they
us
would have cut the
give us
guy that
something.
would have caught it.
Give us something. Give us a Super Bowl. Give us championship games.
Yeah, give us the championship games at least, and then Super Bowl.
What are you talking about?
Fish.
For Fisher.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Dallas, Baltimore.
Dallas.
Yeah, I love
Dallas.
Dallas. I love
You
Dallas.
talking about Connor being wacky?
I love Dallas.
Who's
we're
winning?
all kind of being fantasy biased here. We got Casey love the Packers. Jordan loves his QB. Dak Prescott's Fisher's QB, so he wants Dallas. So it's like, hey, what are we
I
doing?
love Dallas.
I wanted to put
When's the last
Washington
time
in my
Dallas won a
playoff,
playoff
but I
game?
couldn't find a home for him.
I don't care.
Fish,
They're
who's
gonna win
winning?
at some point.
Who's winning that Super Bowl?
Oh, Baltimore. I feel like Baltimore.
Yeah, Fish. Yeah, Fish.
Lamar's after last year. I'm convinced
Lamar
Lamar's
just
never winning.
crumbles when it matters. He can't get it
He's
done.
never winning it.
He's so competitive though.
No,
like,
I'm
So
definitely
teams-
looking at Lamar
teams out
Cowboys
there-
now.
What?
Okay.
Teams, I know we probably will, but make sure we have this bookmarked so we can revisit this. I mean, even if it would be fun to kind of revisit it mid-season, even briefly, but
Yeah,
certainly
I'm
at the end
sure
of the
there's
year.
going to be a couple things that looks silly.
Yeah.
I mean, out of all the teams that we said, who do we think could be like a sleeper team like that we haven't said yet? Like obviously not the Chargers.
Well, I do want to jump
Raiders,
in.
if you
guys all
ask
have
me.
Bills.
The commies.
Yeah,
commies.
Commanders. Yeah.
I don't know about them.
I was going to put them, but their defense is supposedly trash. So
Well, and a rookie quarterback. I mean, he's great, but rookie
The
quarterback.
Jags. No one's talking about the Jags.
Yeah, talk to Sneeze
Jags-
about the rookie quarterback.
Jags
Jags are
blood.
going to be good. But you guys all had
I
the
think-
Bills in yours. I don't think the Bills are going to be very good.
I had the Bills out.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
did.
they're going to be good. Who's their top receiver? That new rookie, the mouth guards guy?
Yeah.
Keon Coleman.
Yeah, but Kincaid, I mean, he's probably gonna be the number one target.
How's their defense? Any changes?
I mean,
Yeah,
same as
actually,
always.
a lot of changes. They
He
don't have
re-signed
Poyer
Andrew.
or
There's
fucking,
something very good.
Micah Hyde anymore. No Poyer, no Micah Hyde, but they still got Von Miller.
Yeah, exactly. So that Von Miller, he's like 45.
I know, but he's still Von Miller.
He
Same with
also
Khalil
has a
Mack.
healthy-
He's always hurt, but whenever he plays, he
Right
does
here.
damage. But I mean, I'm pretty sure. Sneeze is the only guy with a rookie QB in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, Anthony
what-
Richardson is basically a rookie. Let's just get
what
that
rookie
clear.
QBs are even playing?
Bo Nix,
Bo Nix,
Daniels,
Jaden
Caleb
Daniels,
Williams, and
Drake
Bo
May.
Nix.
Drake May now, yeah.
Is he playing over Brissett?
Yeah,
Brissett's
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 hurt.
the week one starter according to Jared Mayo, but May
No,
will
Brissett's
be
hurt.
in at some point.
Brissett's hurt. I don't think he's playing week one.
I don't think so either.
I thought Mayo said that because he said like Drake May's the second best quarterback we have on this roster or some shit in some press conference.
Well, that's rude.
That's really rude.
But I will say, I mean, a low key sleeper. I mean, this division sucks, but I mean, the way Bo Nix was playing, if he plays like that all season, the Broncos could be something.
No.
Yeah. How many points he put up against the Colts in the preseason?
He went off. He looked great. He looked like a
He does
fucking
look
veteran.
good, but their defense is suspect too.
Yeah, they got the best corner in the league.
The Cardinals. Cardinals is my sleeper.
No,
I'm
they're
trying
not.
to think of other
I think
teams.
I think they'll be okay, but there's just too much traffic.
But
So-
speaking
so
of
you
trash
have-
defenses,
So Channing, you have Seattle finishing last.
Seattle's gonna be so bad. I mean, they're probably gonna win 5 games.
Yeah, they lost their backup plan at QB. That's just rough. I don't know who their backup is now.
I'm trying to think of other teams. I
I
mean,
think
we can't,
Tyler
we
Huntley
can't
is in.
sleep on Tampa Bay.
I think Tyler
They're
Huntley's in
not very
Seattle.
good either. They might win the division, but that's about it.
None of us mentioned the Browns, but I don't think they'll be that great. But
I think their
Some
defense
people
is still
may.
supposed to be really good, but I just don't believe in Deshaun.
Deshaun will get hurt again, and they'll seasonal crumble by week 7.
And people keep talking about the Steelers. They don't know who the fuck is going to be QB. And I mean, they have a great defense like always, but
They're gonna win 9 games like they always do.
and
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement that the Chargers are going to be trash. But a lot of people love to ride Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh's cock, so some people might like him.
yeah, the Chargers aren't even on my
They can be
radar. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I honestly should have had the Steelers. Mike Tomlin's never had a season under 500, which is impressive. So I mean,
They'll win 9 games. They won't make the
So,
playoffs.
so Boyd, are you saying the Colts are going to be 0-4 to start the year?
no.
Then
What bet were you
Steichen
talking
might
about? What bet were you talking
Steichen
about with
might
me?
get
Like,
lit.
what bet were you talking about with me?
I sent it to you, and let me find it. But I don't know.
I thought you said just a little bit ago it was for them to start 0-3.
No, this was different. I can't remember what it was.
I'm
thought
pretty.
that's what
I'm
you
pretty
said. They
sure
had to
it
win
was.
2 games out of 3.
I'm pretty sure that it was like if they win 2 out of 3 or more, you win. If they win 1 or 0, then I win.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. See. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 3 tough games.
Where's the Bears game at home? Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
losing that game. They won't lose that game.
And then they go to Lambeau, and then they obviously open up against Houston. That's 3 tough games.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
That's why they're going to make the playoffs, but they're going to start off 0-3.
So any Colts fan would agree with me on they're not taking that bet.
But let's be honest with ourselves. The worst take of the night is Fisher having the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Cowboys are good, dude.
They're good every year, but
Their
that
starting
doesn't
running
mean
back is Zeke.
that, no,
It
Rico,
doesn't matter
Rico, dude.
who their running back is.
Well, you could say
Running backs are
Fisher
game
putting
breakers.
Dallas in the Super Bowl would be a hot take.
That's a hot fucking take.
Sorry, did you have something to say, Fish?
Hey.
Running backs don't win championships. You could have anyone back there.
Agree. Running backs don't matter.
You're right. You're right. I was just gonna ask that.
See
you
Zach
guys remember
Moss
the
last year.
Superstar running back to win a Super Bowl.
There's a reason why
What?
they don't get paid.
Like to
It
ball
goes
out-
back a while, Shannon, right? Like
the ball out in the Super Bowl. I mean,
you got the Patriots when they had James White. Obviously, you got CEH with Pat Mahomes and Pacheco. That's not superstar. You got
no.
LeGarrette
fucking won
Blount.
recently. Who I don't know who the Buccaneers running back was with Tom Brady. It was probably like Shady or
Fournette.
some
It was
shit.
Fournette.
Yeah, it was playoff Lenny.
Fournette. Yeah, playoff Lenny.
Playoff Lindy. That's not a superstar. Like
Sure he
you know, I'm
was.
thinking like the Derrick Henrys, the Saquons, the JTs. You know, like of that caliber. Like it's hard.
Well, Derrick Henry was good when the Titans went to the AFC Championship game.
And they lost to the Chiefs. I'm assuming.
I think
Yeah.
it was the Chiefs. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep rolling with these hot takes. We're gonna kick it off with Boyd again, and here we go. So you got the Atlanta Falcons will play in the NFC Championship game.
Don't be surprised if they play in the NFC Championship, fellas.
Did
Let me
he
get-
have
let me
that in
get
his
you those.
bracket?
No, I
No,
didn't.
no.
And I texted that to I texted that to Teves. I'm like, hey, I don't have him in my NFC Championship, but this could happen.
I'm
You
with
know?
you, Boyd.
It ain't that hot, then, huh?
It's
It's a lukewarm
Um,
take, maybe.
I
it's
mean,
hot take
just
versus like probability of what's gonna really happen.
Right. I mean, they got. I know you guys talked about the Saints last year and the easiest schedule. About the Falcons have the number 1 easiest schedule. They got new coach Raheem Morris, who's pretty decent. You know, Kirk Cousins in town. They just traded for Matthew Judon, who's a great pass rusher. They just got a great safety in Justin Simmons to play along with Jesse Bates, who's already one of the league's great safeties. And then they got a great cornerback in AJ Terrell. And then, I mean, it's going to be a big year for Pitts. Kirk Cousins loves his tight ends. That's why I drafted Kyle Pitts. He loves his tight ends. Any tight ends he's ever had has rose to the top, whether that's TJ Hawkinson, Tyler Conklin, fucking who am I missing? Irv
Tyler
Smith.
Conklin rolled to the top.
I mean, he's had career years with Kirk Cousins. Kyle Rudolph, career seasons with Kirk Cousins. The list goes on. You know, I expect, Pitts had 1,000 yards with Matt Ryan. What's the difference between Matt Ryan and Kirk Cousins? It's like, Kirk Cousins is probably a little better.
Matt Ryan has an MVP.
Matt Ryan has an MVP, but Kirk, they're about equivalent. So
in the Kyle Pitts era, Matt Ryan was dog water.
Drake London was turned up a little bit last year towards the end, with Taylor Heineke and those boys. And now he has Kirk Cousins. B-John's going to be a fucking demon. And so, I mean, it just lines up for the Falcons. I mean, don't be surprised if you see them in the NFC Championship, fellas. I mean, we all had them as a 4 seed or a 3 seed in our playoff bracket. So we all believe in them.
Let's hope that Achilles get a hold up, dude.
Yeah, but he's got Penix behind him, so.
Right. So, I mean, all this all points to the Falcons being good this year. I mean, like I said, we all had them in our 3-4 range in our bracket. So, I mean, we're not too far off. Don't be surprised if they make it to the NFC Championship.
Okay, I'll still be surprised.
Yeah, I probably will too. Okay, on to Connor. You have the Chiefs. Do not win the AFC West.
Yeah, so this is my spicy take. I believe they've won, is it 8 years in a row? Again, I didn't bring my notes to the pod this week. Apologies. Obviously, I'm high on the Raiders. We've talked about it. Really good defense.
Pro Bowl QB.
I do think Gardner Minshew makes a difference. I mean, you saw what he did last year. He knows how to keep teams in games. Pierce knows how to play with the Chiefs. He's going to have that defense going. So if it comes down to a tiebreaker, they might split with them. And I'm not on the Chargers, but I do think Harbaugh is a definite upgrade over what they've been doing. They're going to be running the ball a lot. I think they're going to have success. I don't think they're going to be above 500, but they might beat the Chiefs in one of those games. And like I said before, the Chiefs' defense is not going to be good this year. Their defense was a big part of their playoff run last year, and especially L'Jarius Sneed, and he's gone. So, I could see it happening.
Did you have
Trent McDuffie's a demon, though, bro?
No, I didn't. No, it's not called the hot take playoff bracket. It's called the what's your prediction of the playoffs?
So it's a shooting in the dark and shit that's not going to happen, and even you don't think it's going to happen. That's what you guys picked.
I think there's a legitimate chance that it happens. Do you know what a hot take is? Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, but you have to have some belief it's going to happen.
I have some belief that it could happen.
I have some belief it's gonna happen, but I don't want to fucking, like I told him. I know I didn't put him in my NFC Championship in my bracket, but I still think they can make the championship.
Cameron's had one too many.
I have a hot take that I'm going to play as quarterback in the NFL. It's probably not going to happen, but it could if everybody else fucking dies.
Okay, Connor's got a bonus one for us.
I do have a bonus. This one's a little more fun.
CJ Stroud leading the league.
I was gonna say MVP. Okay.
Passing TDs and interceptions.
Yeah, he read the Kenny Pickett touchdowns like a book last year, so I got faith in this one.
Well, I think we can agree those are two different caliber players. I think CJ's going to be slinging it around. I don't think he's going to have 30 and 30 like Jameis did, but I think he's got a legitimate chance of having 40 and 20. So that puts him in as good a spot as anybody to lead in both.
Boy, 20 picks, that sure sounds like 8 losses.
I think they're going to have enough firepower to deal with it.
Okay, on to Cameron. We've got the Patriots. Total wins will
16.
Be under 2.5.
Yeah, I mentioned
Their
I sent it
line's
to
like
Teague
3.5.
When you pull it, the line this bet is plus 370, so that's pretty hot, pretty fucking hot. I've been talking about the unique parts of their schedule. They got like I said, the Rams Niners division. They got the Chargers and the Bengals and the Titans, which none of them are fantastic, but good enough to beat the Patriots. Crossover, they catch the Bears, which I spoke on earlier. They just are not good anywhere. Like, is there any player on the Patriots that excites anybody? No.
Not after
They suck.
Judon left.
The only thing I'm worried about is like if they're playing somebody on week like 17
Christian
that
Gonzalez.
is totally giving up or something. But I mean, they're just not good, so they're not going to win that many games. Yeah. So
The answer to your question, Christian Gonzalez. That excites me.
Who?
Christian Gonzalez out of Notre Dame, great cornerback.
Never heard of him.
Demon.
He's gonna be playing a lot of defense.
Okay, and I have Joe Burrow will lead the league in passing yards. He's going to be slinging it all season. He's back there. Yeah, so, I mean, this isn't that hot of a take, but
they got no running back.
He's like the 6th highest odds or something. So, kind of.
Hopefully those yards are going to fucking T. Higgins.
I think T. Higgins is going to be good this year.
I hope. Anybody want him?
Yeah, he had a stretch last year where he just like didn't care.
He needs a contract.
T. Higgins, that is?
Yeah, T. Higgins.
Yeah, hopefully he better fucking care this year. He's on a franchise tag.
Give us one off the dome, Fish.
The Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Dak Prescott MVP.
All right.
Like, enough with this Cowboy shit.
Your guys' hot takes sucked.
How so?
Mine sucked?
Give us some analysis.
I think I am on Cameron's side with you two picking teams to win or whatever your guys' hot takes were, and you didn't even pick it in your bracket. That's
why would I?
Yeah, that's whack.
In one exercise, I'm trying to get as many right as possible. In another exercise,
thank you.
I'm trying to get a low percentage thing right just once.
Yeah, Connor and Void are right in this. Sorry.
No,
it's two different segments.
Yeah, two different exercises. You're right.
Then again, on Cam's pick, it's not even that high. Like it's plus.
It's plus 370, motherfucker. It's like their line's
crazy.
like 5.5 or 6.5 or some shit like that.
It's 5.5.
5.5 is.
It's
nuts
plus 370. Since when is plus 370 not hot?
That's hot.
That crazy.
That's hot.
Because I rode you on that bet, and it was under 5.5 games. I'm pretty sure it's like minus 190 or something.
Yeah, I think I moved it.
That sounds right.
6.5. Or 6 even.
What's Burrow to lead the league in passing?
You say you moved it.
It's like 800 or 850 or something. I looked at it this afternoon.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah, boy, you there on there you can slide it to whatever number you want.
Well, you must have gotten a separate fucking bet because I wrote your exact bet on your profile, and it was 5.5.
Yeah, but if you said it was minus 190, then I probably moved it because I went more conservatively.
He's 6th best odds, 850. Hop on.
What is it, Teeves?
He's the 6th best odds to have the most passing yards at plus 850.
850.
Who will be number one? TJ?
Who?
Who's number one?
Mahomes.
To lead the league in passing yards?
Yeah, most regular season passing yards. Mahomes plus 500, Stroud plus 600, Prescott plus 650, Jared Goff plus 800, Tua plus 800, Burrow plus 850.
Pat?
Jared Goff plus 800. I wish you could say won't even finish top 7 in pass yards. There's no fucking way.
You don't think so? Wasn't he like 3 last year?
I don't know. I can't see it. I feel like they run a decent amount.
I think he was like 3 or 2 last year. Hold on, I want to see.
Atlanta to lose in the conference championship game is plus 850. Or them to lose in the Super Bowl is 2,200.
CJ Stroud to lead the league in passing TDs is plus 950, and to lead the league in interceptions is plus 4,000.
Yeah,
What's the
Jared Goff was
what's
number
the-
two
definitely
last
hot,
year.
but you don't even back it. So is it that hot?
How do I not back it?
Because you have zero skin on it. You didn't even pick it on your fucking bracket.
CJ Stroud? How do I pick CJ Stroud in my bracket?
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
your hot take on here.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Again, those are two different things I'm trying to accomplish.
That's like me picking somebody on study hall, and then my lock is like the other fucking side.
I had the Chiefs as a 4 seed. They're probably going to be 10-7. Raiders will be 9-8 and miss the playoffs because they'll be tied with 2 other teams. That's as close as I'm going to get on a bracket to picking the Raiders to win the AFC West.
And again, we all had the fucking Falcons as a 4 or 3 seed. The conference championship is not too far. We all think they're going to be good. Obviously, they're in the playoffs.
Well,
Right, but
good
then they have
is-
to win 2 playoff games, which is. But
Yeah, team. Jared Goff was number 2 last year in passing yards.
That's surprising.
45,
Oh,
he's my
75.
backup. He's my backup QB.
He was my backup QB last year. You saw what happened.
He's my QB2 in Dynasty,
And you got Russ.
and I got Russ.
I got Russ.
God damn.
I made a lot of idiotic trades last year, but hey, fuck it. In the right pitch, fuck it. Just set your lineup and wish for the best.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Fantasy football's sick.
I'm so geeked for football.
Same.
Starting tomorrow, and then Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be the longest days of humanity.
No, 'cause
Saturday
we'll-
night, I'm gonna
we'll-
be nervous.
Wednesday.
Saturday night, I'm like, fuck. Tomorrow's opening day for fucking NFL, or not really opening day, but you get what I'm saying. All the games on. I'm like, oh, we gotta play Houston. Oh god. Team's gonna wear his new jersey. You got New Jersey, right, Team?
No, I didn't get one.
I thought you got New Jersey.
Heaps.
But that's the
Team's gonna have
Saturday
his
after
Peyton Manning
next.
jersey on.
We'll have another pod before that, Boyd.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, I
picks. we got Pick'em coming back next week.
Yep.
Everybody tune in.
Fish, you gonna do pick 'em with us?
I don't know.
We just
Col-
need
the
Fish
Col-
on so we can do a 2-on-2 trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
teams
some
is fun. I do like doing teams.
It's just so late.
What do you
I don't
mean?
understand. What do you guys do from the hours of 8 to
It's
9?
10:40.
Yeah, it's late.
The hours of 8 to 9, I'm putting my child to bed.
You're gonna
Last
be up
week
playing
was
GTA
hella
on your
late.
fucking keyboard anyways.
8 to 9 Central.
Yeah, the sun goes down late here. They stay up late.
You get those kids down
Last
there.
week was hella late.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, this is nothing.
I gotta wait
I was
till
like,
hockey season when I'm accustomed
I might
to
get
setting up
2 games
till-
of settling.
Yeah, you guys want to settle? I'm down.
I'm down.
I gotta make a phone
Fish has
call.
gotta
so
go
I
to bed.
can-
All right, well, we'll send us home then. Let's do it.
Fisher's not even working tomorrow. He said it. He's not working tomorrow, so hop on.
Yeah, what
Still
are you
waking
bitching
up
about?
at 6.
So am I.
So am I.
I'm not.
But your type of 6 is different, Cam, because it's game day, so you're gonna be geek regardless.
That's true.
Well,
That is
trust
true.
me, waking up at 6, I ain't gonna be fucking geeked.
You're
I
gonna,
mean,
you're
I'll
gonna
be
put on your
excited about
Mizzou
that,
gear.
but- Say what?
I say you're gonna put on your Mizzou gear. You're gonna be cheesing.
Yeah, I gotta pack the car. We gotta pack the car tomorrow. It's gonna be hot as shit in the garage.
I'm assuming you're gonna leave straight from work to the game, right?
I have off work.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say,
You're
no
gonna
way
be
he's working.
loaded.
So then what the hell are you waking up at 6 a.m. for?
Because
Taking
Bennett will
gas.
be up.
Oh.
Which reminds me, thanks for the reminder. Before the fantasy football season starts, I need to copy that photo that Teebs had last week and make it my new logo.
All right. Let us.
You
This
gotta
is
be
the second
worried
week in a
about this.
row you've said it, so just let us know if
Because
you do it
they
next
have
week.
those restrictions on the thing, so it might not work.
Oh,
You
Yeah,
can
good
take a
luck.
screenshot. Use a screenshot tool.
True.
I'll post it. I'll find a way. Don't worry, I'll find a way.
All right, TY for watching, everybody.